This is Paperboy, and you're tuned into the Fresh Mix Rap playlist. Long live Fresh.
Okay. All right. Let's do another take, but let's do one that's cool. That's just like cool.
This is Paperboy, and you're tuned into the Fresh Rap Mix playlist. Long live Fresh, nigga.
Okay. So let's do it again, and just like this time, like you're at a party and everything's crazy.
And now that it's over, I'll never be sober. I couldn't believe, and now I'm so high. And now I'm so high.
And what is happening, everybody? It is your boy Blake Money, Blake Weather. Welcome to another episode, Unfiltered Bachelor, the breakdown series, Atlanta, Season 2. Before I get into myself, real quick, let me introduce the panel that we have. First of all, you know him, you love him, your neighbor with the flavor, your guy on the fly, or maybe you've never even known he was standing next to you 6 feet away with his mask on at HEB. It's Jeff.
How's it going, guys?
Howdy. Howdy ho. And as usual, newly, one of our newest co-hosts, the man, the myth, the legend from Ballin' on a Budget, ATX, and now Ballin' on a Budget. Where's he, in Denver? You in Denver, Terry?
Denver. I am in Denver now.
Oh, snaps. It's Terry. What's up, Terry?
Hey, glad to be back. Glad I could be back this early, that I was able to find furniture. Denver is, goddamn, they're just missing shit. There's just nothing here. Corona has hit this place hard, man.
Well, they got to get all the stuff so high up is the issue, you know. No one wants to walk uphill, man.
No, I miss Texas. We're all by the ports and stuff. I can just go to IKEA whenever I want. Just
right?
Not no more, man.
Not no more, man. We are back at it with another episode. And yes, Terry, you're, again, open invite after you came in and crushed it on episode 10 to end the season recap, of course. And yeah, man, so he is the new official host for season 2. He wasn't able to come on the first episode just because he was just moving and shit. So we saved as many episodes as we can for him. And I'm glad to have him back on. But also because, you know, it's a white dude and it's a half white, half Mexican dude. We need like a black dude, like really, just to balance this shit out. So I'm gonna just call it out.
Now I can. Well, I mean, now if like any hater comments come on, oh, you guys don't know what you're talking about. Y'all not black. Now I can be like, but I'm black. So you're wrong.
I mean, we can both say that, but it's real bad when we do.
See, now we can screenshot the photo of me like clicking it off or something.
Episode 2, season 2, Sportin Waves. I for my money, and I was telling Jeff this, and you can agree or disagree, Terry, but I feel like season 2, it tops every episode, tops season 1, but it's not because I don't like season 1. It's just because the bar gets raised every single like episode as they kind of progress with the not just the season, but the series. Like I thought every episode as we got to the end of season 1 got better and better. And then they started off with the bang, literally in season 2. And now we're at episode 2. Again, that's just my opinion. It might be unpopular. It might be hot topic, whatever. But I think every episode is as we go into the series, it just gets fucking better and fucking better and better. But yeah, Sportin Waves. Obviously, we know what that refers to. It's old Tracy's hair, and we'll get to that in a bit. But Terry, start us off, man. Top 3 takeaways from this episode, bro.
Top 3 takeaways from Sportin Waves was, of course, how Tracy just gives an accurate kind of description of how to sport those waves and what he needs to do. You gotta let him bake. And he's right. That's why people always wear wave caps. Why are dudes wear wave caps all the time? Because you gotta let them waves bake. And he's right. That's one.
Accurate
information. 2, Another accurate piece of information, again from Tracy, is the no chase policy. This dude is just so full of ghetto wisdom. It's so great. Like you ever
ghetto
like
wisdom.
Isn't that the name of Gata's album?
No, ghetto brilliance. Same thing though.
just he's right. The no chase policy. Lots of stores have that. Like no matter what happens, they can't chase you. You know.
I'm gonna test that out next week. Well, I'll let y'all know how that goes.
And just I'm gonna do them all, Tracy. Just the third part, and of just how people can judge, like how he was so judged at that his job interview. Right. Like, how can you go to a job interview and they tell you we don't have any positions at this time? Why did you call me into the job interview, bruh?
Right.
That's
Every
racist.
position is like, God, fuck that guy.
Like as of now, all the positions they just got full.
Just got full.
I love it, Jeff. Top 3.
All right, so one is did people just forget how to act at some certain point in time? I mean, the new weed dealers dealing with Al, like taking pictures of him and giving his girlfriend his number. What the hell's going on? Who's sitting here like, yeah, this seems like a good idea? 2 is what I thought to be kind of silly little oversights that Al had. And those being, in the beginning, like, yeah, you've been dealing with this guy for 10 years and all, but you and Darius are in this together. Why isn't Darius there when you're getting, picking up product and stuff? That's how you don't get robbed. You have another person there with you watching your back, you know? Mm-hmm. But also, when the second, or I guess at this point, technically the third dealer, gives his girlfriend Al's number, my thought was, why don't you have a burner number? Why are you giving your actual phone number out for all your drug transactions, man?
Well, they change phones every month, right? Like, I think that was made abundantly clear with Darius.
No. Darius does. Darius does.
I would imagining like Paperboy did the same, but maybe not. You're right. Maybe not.
Well, I mean, when Darius says he does it, he says he's doing it because, like, the government can't track you. It's like one of the Darius conspiracy theories, you know? It doesn't really feel like that he's doing it because of the weed game. You know?
I got out of that scene because it was episode 4, and on episode 3 we had seen that they do drug deals. I had got out of that episode 4, and again, it might just been my assumption because I rewatched it, whatever, but I got out of that like Darius handles like, hey, I'm setting up this meeting with this guy, and all the numbers.
Well, I mean, you could be right too. We don't actually know.
I
just assumed that was just Darius' thing. But the last thing takeaway is, and I know we say this a lot, but just how much they fit into one fucking episode. I mean, this felt like it was a 45-minute episode at the least, and it was only 24 with commercials.
Yeah, it felt like a movie.
Yeah,
these episodes feel like movies.
These 3 completely different stories in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my main one.
I had to add a little note right here. But okay, so my top 3 was the Yoo-Hoo commercial. I kind of fuck with it. But it's so funny because blatantly that commercial is not for kids, like, and if it is, like, what the fuck? But also, like,
right,
it's for adult. Like, I'm an adult and I don't really buy chocolate milk, but I'd buy fucking Yoo-Hoo if I saw that fucking commercial, because he's like talking with a bitch and I'm like, Yoo-Hoo, and I'm like, oh, okay.
That made me buy a Yoo-Hoo. I bought a Yoo-Hoo after I seen that. Every time I see it, I want to buy it. I mean, it is a Yoo-Hoo commercial for adults, because I'm sorry, you have to get rights to a major company like that.
Oh, yeah.
So that's advertising, and Atlanta's an adult show. That is a legit Yoo-Hoo commercial. They saw that and was just like, yeah, we need to sell some chocolate milk, and we fuck with that.
Right. Yoo-Hoo sells more to adults than kids, to be honest.
I feel like it's a pastime of our age.
As a kid, you just use the Hershey's or the Nesquik, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, if you guys have never had the Nesquik strawberry milk, get on that.
I've had that shit.
And
I'm
that's,
not.
by the way, now the new whitest thing I've said on the show.
So you got to shut up for the next 10 minutes. That's how white it was.
But actually, I had a question about the Yoo-Hoo commercial for you guys since you brought it up.
Mhm.
I
love
you
it.
know, Al goes, I hate this shit. And then after the commercial's done, Ern goes, what he says that was fire, he says that was awesome or something like that, right?
He's like, this is
Do you
hot.
think
Yeah.
he's saying the commercial is awesome, or do you think he's saying Yoo-Hoo is awesome?
The commercial. I think.
I think he was talking about just the deal that Clark is getting. Like, you know, he sees that commercial's on all the time, and he's just like, I hate this shit. And it's like,
Right.
man, you need to be on this shit.
Yeah,
You need to
yeah.
Stop hating on this shit and
Yeah, I
get
think
with
so,
it.
yeah.
This is how you're gonna get money and get paid.
It's not.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's a bit novelty. It's a bit cheesy. But what it is though is
But
I think
it's a lot of money.
the underlying tone is like, dude, he's selling me on some chocolate milk right now. I get it. It's half good. It's half bad, but it's also half good. And it's like, this is where we want to get you to. So it's like, it's kind of fresh, man. It's kind of hot, you know? So that was my number one. I love the Yoo-Hoo commercial. Yoo-Hoo. Paperboy's whole performance demeanor when he walks into the, I don't know who they are. I guess they're the distributors or like it's like a kind of like an office.
I felt like
a
it was
Spotify. Yeah,
It's
Spotify
like
or
some
something.
kind of
Streaming service.
company.
Yeah. And he's working out a deal with them,
That
right?
would make sense too for why they don't have a disc drive too. Then wouldn't it?
Yeah, because everything's fucking.
Because I'm sitting
streaming.
there, I'm like, what fucking music distributor doesn't have a goddamn CD player?
But it
You
also
know?
that office also represents like the whole like social media. Like I worked in a Facebook office. That should have looked exactly like a fucking Facebook office to be, if I'm quite honest.
Yeah, it's the Silicon Valley style. You know?
Yeah, it's a real tech, like startup tech, but like also like we're a fancy tech company. Like it's a tech company fucking built, but like not like your mom and dad's fucking tech company. It's like a new like school, like we're cool like Google and Facebook and shit. Like that's what it reminded me of. But
I mean, we got plants on the walls. We got a chef in-house.
in-house
like
chef.
He
Shout out
makes spaghetti.
Shout out to Clark County because he's getting his spaghetti. I'm gonna do that. But yeah, it's the way
He's
that
gonna
paper.
take it to go.
Yeah, but it's the way Paperboy handles it from top to bottom. Like he's already when he walks in, he's getting into he's already angry. It's not even at Ern. But it's really the fact that Ern doesn't understand the way of the streets, and he's like already walking to the meeting upset because he got fucking robbed. And then the music don't even work. And then, you know, he's not like he's cool. I think he's cool with me in Clark County. What he's not cool is like all these white people are like, oh, let me get a picture and like that. Cause he immediately walks off. He's like not really having it. And then the performance, like where he's just like,
Oh my god!
yeah.
That's so
Paper.
bad.
Yeah.
Boy.
And it just walks off. Like, it's fucking great. Paperboy's like, it's, for me, like the deeper undertone of that, and the reason I brought it up is because it's still Paperboy dealing with this fame, dealing with being famous, dealing with being known for this thing that's not quite making him money yet. Like, he's got to put so much work into it, and it's not yielding him the same results that drugs do, which is why he's still selling drugs. And then,
You know, the other part of that though is he wants to make money doing this, but he's not willing to play the game. And it's like, well, then you're not going to fucking make money doing this.
Right,
That's how that
right.
works.
and we figure that out a little bit more in episode 3. We won't get into it, but we do figure that out a little bit more in episode 3. My third thing, and I wrote this down, but it's now going to go a little bit deeper, was Lucas trying to low-key steal Paperboy from Ern. And the reason that I wrote that down as like a small, minute thing, but here's the bigger, I think that's just a bigger, like, that's just a layer of the onion that is, I think, not only this episode, but a theme that we're going to see in every episode in the season. It's Robin. Paperboy, this season is called Robin season. And they
Robin
begin
season.
the first 2 scenes. We see, you know, these kids robbing in the first episode. They rob it. In the first scene in this episode, Paperboy gets robbed. You know what I mean? In this episode,
Sorry about that, player.
yeah. In this episode, Tracy robs a goddamn store without no gun. Like, he just runs off. He also robs Earn of money. Like, he takes him with the cards. The theme of, like, that's what I said. Like, the theme of Lucas, like, trying to steal, like, he's trying to rob. It's robbing season. He's trying to take for himself.
Yep.
It's a huge theme. Like, when I pulled that back and looked into it a little bit more, it's just a huge theme of the season. I imagine it's going to be a huge theme of the season. I don't know, because I have seen all the episodes, but it seems to be a huge theme in this episode too. And it's just ironic that it's called
So Blake, what you're saying is you think robbing is going to be a large part of robbing season?
Yes. That's a long-winded way of me saying yes. Let's get into the episode, fellas. These are our top 3 takeaways. We've got a whole bunch to talk about in this episode, though, to dissect, man. Who wants to start?
I like to. Go ahead.
Sorry. Just Earn getting basically robbed by Terry, because of the gift card and shit.
By Tracy, not Terry. Terry's a co-host.
Yeah. What? All black people.
Did you just mix up your black
now.
people?
Man, that white guy on that show, what a dick. But it pointed out to me again how, and we've gone over this before, how Earn has no street net smarts, man.
None whatsoever.
Like, he already doesn't trust Terry, so then, oh shit.
Tracy.
I just got another point. Did I just say it again?
You mixed up your black people again.
That's just all right. Why didn't Jeff do that podcast anymore, guys?
What happened?
All right, so I have an excuse that time. I was watching my screen.
You saw Tracy,
and I was distracted. So that's my bad. Tracy, when Tracy gets him with the gift cards and stuff, so Earn already doesn't trust Tracy. So I don't know about you, but I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, dude, if, like, maybe, give him a chance with the gift card stuff, but like, all right, do like $500 first.
Right, $1,000 maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that's 4? What the hell? And going back on the street smarts, he also evidently then when he has like a chance to go and spend as much as he can, evidently goes to like, it looks like a Pier 1 or a Bed Bath & Beyond or something.
He buys Vitamix, guys. Yeah. Vitamix. He thinks the lady on the bus told us Vitamix. Terry, you had a point.
Yes, Terry does have a point.
The very beginning, just
tell him, Tracy. Tell him, Tracy.
Starts off with the theme of robbing season. Paperboy getting robbed, and I love just how you kind of feel for the guy who's robbing him, because it's just like, look, man, it's almost Christmas. Everyone has bills to pay. You know what time it is. I'm real sorry. I appreciate you. I'm a big fan of your music, but I'm going to need you to run them pockets for me, though. Cause it's robbing season. It is what it is. You're a drug dealer. I'm a drug dealer. Sometimes we rob from each other.
But also,
that's part of the game.
The image of
kind of a big part of our business plan.
Well, the image of him saying like, "Man, you making money off the song?" He's like, "Man, I'm making no goddamn money off that song." It's the image of fame, right? Because Paperboy is now more famous. This is now impacting his business to where like he can't be the same drug dealer that he was. Like, he now has to start relying. And I thought it was a very interesting contrast of like, we see that his old business is sort of like it's some jeopardy. That's what this episode is about. Right. Is about him trying to come up on the one side where he was making money. And also it's this entrance into the world of the new legit way and the way that people already think he's making money. The streaming way of him making money, which is very interesting.
Right.
Comparison. Very good comparison.
Another thing to add on top of that is just how we, like you said, we see his fame getting in the way of his drug dealing by people think he has money that makes him a target.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we see another thing of how his fame affects his drug dealing is that when he goes to find a new dealer, all these people are just just want to take pictures of him. They want to hang out with him and do more things that they wouldn't do with like, oh, that's just a dude I sell drugs to. Now he's famous. He's getting pictures on Instagram, and it's like he can't have the drug dealing go out in public, but you're famous. You're public. You can't do these two things. At the same time.
Think about if Paperboy wasn't. Think if Al wasn't a rapper too, and he goes to meet up with a new possible connection, and the guy's taking a fucking picture of him. You think that's a goddamn cop, and you would shoot him. I mean, no questions asked. And that guy's just like, it's cool. He's a rapper. I can do this.
Paperboy can't trust any of these people he's like buying drugs from. Apparently, I think that was a new theme. Like, one dude robs him, one dude brags about hanging out with them, the other dude is cool. And you're like, oh, okay, this white boy's kind of okay. And then he gives a fucking phone number to his sister or something. Was it his girlfriend or something?
His girlfriend.
All of their friends in like a big group chat.
Yeah, right.
They all want to hang out with Paperboy. He's too famous. You're too famous to be drug dealing right now.
Low key. I'm gonna be quite honest. I love the white girl remix of Paperboy.
Oh my god.
I love it because you know what? That's how songs get famous.
Of course.
When white girls on YouTube start doing remixes on the ukulele and shit, like that's how you know your song done it big. You know what I mean?
I really hate to agree with you. So I'm just gonna say that. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
So I restarted the episode again, as I do. I just keep it on repeat as we're going. You know what else I just realized strikes me as weird? That guy in the beginning of the episode. First off, I love that the guy that robs Paperboy has the child locks on.
And that fucking hilarious.
Made me laugh real hard. But I think it's so funny. He takes the money, he takes his car keys, but he doesn't take Paperboy's gun.
Did Paperboy have a gun on him?
I don't think he had a gun on him.
I have to assume if you're going to do a drug deal, you have a gun.
No, I don't think he had a gun. I don't think he had a gun on him.
Or I have to assume if you're robbing someone at a drug deal, you're at least assuming they have a gun, and you ask for that too. You know?
I don't think he. I don't think he assumed. Like, I think like Paperboy was so quote unquote like disarmed. Like, this is somebody you've known him for 10 years. If he was going to rob him, he would have already robbed him. Like, he picked a very convenient time where Paperboy's getting famous to rob him.
He takes the car keys because he doesn't want Paperboy coming after him.
Yeah,
but you assume that, but you don't assume he's got a gun. That just strikes me as odd.
Well, he does say, and there's another funny line of him being kind of sorry. Hey man,
I'd give you a ride home.
I'd give you a ride home, but I don't want you coming out shooting at me. So he knows he has a gun, just not on him.
Yes,
at this particular
I think it's so much to the level of like, again, this is Paperboy's adjusting to the fame that is put on him, because like people like, bro, like he's cool with this guy, right? Like he's cool, and the guy probably like knows like, bro, I know I could rob him now because he's quote unquote, he's like famous. He's like street famous, bro. Like, I could steal from this guy and he'd be okay. He's not going to bring a gun though, because like, he already knows I'm not. It's very disarming. I think it's very disarming. He knows
Maybe I'm just that paranoid.
I think you're that
but
paranoid.
If I'm deciding I'm going to take it to this level, I'm going to try and plan for anything that could go wrong, you know?
I get it. I think with first timers, you always want to have a gun. Like, first few times, you always want to have a gun. Not to say that I've ever dealt drugs, 2006. Not to say I've ever done shit like this, but you don't. The first few times you have a gun, and then maybe the next few times, once you settle into the rhythm of somebody, you're good. You kind of it's a little bit more chill.
I mean, but look back to season 1, episode 1. Paperboy's just hanging out with Ern and Darius and has a fucking gun on him. 2.
That's because he's at home.
No. This is when he's in the parking lot, man. Just listen to the song in the parking lot.
Oh, okay, yeah. I got you. Yeah, it's. But he's writing like he's not going to a drug deal. Like, I think he's just like they're hanging out. He's got a gun. He's probably got a gun in his car. Like, to be quite honest, if he were to have a gun, it probably wasn't on him. It's probably in his car. We know he keeps a gun in his glove compartment. Okay. So I think he's got a gun. It's not on him. It's close to him though. I will say that probably. Again, we're all fucking assuming. And the Yoo-Hoo commercial came on. Jeff, you know what we haven't done yet? You know what we haven't done? I need some IMDb facts, my guy. You're our IMDb guy. We have not congruently got into that.
I got them for you, but they're not that good. Just a heads up.
Yeah, I know. It's only like one fact, but let's find out the rating. Let's find out the one fact. Hit us with it.
All right. First things first. Now, remember, last episode, Alligator Man was rated 9.0. This was rated 8.3. And our trivia, once we get down to it, is Tracy briefly references the Netflix animated series BoJack Horseman while describing to Ern its themes of depression and pondering if he could still feel bad for that horse. That's it.
Oh man, I as soon as he said what he did to her daughter, I was like, is he really talking about BoJack Horseman? And then he said that horse. I was like, yes, Tracy, my man, like giving out wisdom. He has good taste in TV shows. Tracy's one of my new favorite characters.
Now, I do have a bit of trivia that's not on IMDb.
Okay.
When we're at the end of the episode and Ern comes in with all his Pottery Barn crap, the commercial on the TV is the commercial from BAN where the guy's driving around in the car.
The Dodge Charger.
Yeah. I realized it just a little while ago. I was like, no shit. That's why I was like, oh, fuck, earlier.
That's classic. I didn't even notice that. All right, so... Also, first of all, can I just say how much I love Tracy's hair?
My God.
Listen, if it was not one of the most silliest things I ever saw, but also I was like, that hair's kind of fly though. Terry, you brought this up.
Oh, man, that was like the 7 seas. I swear, I saw Sinbad sailing in that shit. You know.
We say he was a Prince of Tides. King of Waves.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, man, we get a lot of character cut out of who Tracy is, because in the last episode we didn't get a lot of him. We just got him at the end when he was like, "Hey, I'm living here now," and and Ern's like, "Well, who are you? Like, I've never what." Who are you going to live here? And Tracy's like, "Who are you, the landlord?"
Who are you, the landlord? With a smart answer, I was like, "Why are you?" Yeah, you just got out of the joint.
Jeff's got some for us.
I just figured out what the company is. It's not Spotify; it's a radio station.
Oh,
okay.
Because remember, Paperboy does the commercial for them. He doesn't do it well, but he does a commercial for them.
Oh, that's right, dude. This commercial. Yes, this commercial.
This is Paperboy, and you're tuned into the Fresh Mix Rap playlist. Long live Fresh.
But I think
so. It could be a
it could be a
Spotify.
Yeah, it could be like a Spotify Pandora. Like
that's what I kind of thought. It might have been like a Spotify Pandora channel.
Oh, I see. That does make sense.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of thought it was that, because when he was doing the promo, I'm like, yeah, that's a radio promo. But then he said playlist. I'm like, yeah, I guess when you're on Spotify listening to their playlist, they have celebrities, the song artists come on.
Oh yeah, they
especially
do.
Right?
if you
they
have
tend to sound more excited than Paperboy did. But
that's the point. Try and sound cool.
Well, I was gonna say, especially you hear the commercials if they don't pay for it, right? Like if you pay for Spotify, you don't hear any commercials. Yep. But when you have the free version, you always hear like, "Hey, this is Taylor not Taylor Swift, but it's Katy Perry, and tune in to this playlist."
Taylor
right?
Swift, man.
Whoever the fuck she is. But like, yeah, you hear like celebrities, "Hey, this is Tiesto, go check out this playlist," right? Like they do it for Spotify. This absolutely starting to make sense. I want to dig into this commercial though, because like, I know it's not just me. The dude wants Paperboy to be excited to be black, like excited and black, like
maybe just excited to be a rapper. Even Paperboy's not excited about shit.
He just wanted him to, but he wanted to be an excited black rapper because he's like, "Can you just be like cool?" And Paperboy's like, "What?"
Then
It was not
he
even like what? He just deadpans the fuck out of it.
What does he say, Terry?
Hi, this is paper.
and then he throws out one of my favorite words, nigga. and I guess that's cool.
And he's like, okay, can we just like do it one more time?
Like, he wanted him black. He was trying so hard not to say, kind of sound like a black person. This is like a black
Yes.
Something black people say, and then he deadpans, nigga. And it's like that. Paperboy was like, "Is that black enough for you?"
Right.
I know that's what you wanted me to say. So I said it.
Okay, how cool? First of all, was Clark County as we get to know him?
I'm terrified of Clark County.
Well, we don't know why yet.
That's because next episode.
Yeah. I don't.
This first episode is slightly showing how terrifying he can be.
There is some like slight. This is a slight line of like, and I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna get that shit, and you're just like, and then it cuts, and like something else happens, but like at first, and I'm with you, Terry. But first of all, Clark County seems like a good dude to be on the good side of. If you're his homie,
don't want to be on his bad side. Exactly. That's why he's terrifying.
Go for it, Jeff.
Hey, here's a question: Who the hell's dancing on the table when Paperboy walks up to Earn right before they meet Clark County?
So funny that you're going to bring this up because
is that Justin Bieber?
It could be. It could
because he had some moves.
Here's my thing as it ties into this and as it ties into a lot of the show. The themes of racism. Right? The themes of racism are blatant and they're just like poked here, poked there. So one is that, again, we brought up the radio dude and we brought up race. He wants Paperboy to be, in the words of a politician, can you be more urban? Right? Can you be a little bit more urban?
Gotta get that urban vote.
When a white politician says, we're here for the urban community, it's like, oh, you mean black people? Because that's what you meant. You meant to say black people. But it's that. It is also Paperboy having to perform in front of all these white people. I go to Jeff's point. They have a black individual dancing on the table in front of all these white people. It looks so, in one way, it looks like, oh yeah, because you know what? That's a thing that happened. Kanye West, when he got his record deal, he jumped on the table and he rapped, and that's basically how he got a record deal, quite frankly. But or didn't with the people and then got one with Jay-Z, but whatever. The fact is, it looks cool in one way, like, oh, that's cool, like they're doing the most. But also, if you look at it in the way that we looked at Juneteenth or something like that, right? Like, this is a black person blatantly being, doing the fucking dance that like these white people are expecting.
Jim Crowing it up.
That I didn't want to say Jim Crow, but it's very Jim Crow. It is so Jim Crow.
I mean, if it's
it was basically soft
stereotypical
shoeing
dance that a black person's doing because they're being exploited. I think you're allowed to say Jim Crow.
It's exploitation in its most like blatant, but also because we see it so much, we're like, oh, it's just, it's a fucking rapper doing some rapper shit. He could be white, black, Mexican, whatever, dancing on a table. But in this case, it's not anybody. It's not some other race. It's clearly a black person dancing on a fucking table in front of white people. And it's like, what the fuck? And then, to Terry's point, the whole Tracy thing, he doesn't get a job because he's clearly like, just like too black for the job. Like, I guess, like, I don't know why they didn't hire him. Go ahead, Jeff.
I think we passed up the most obvious one.
Which one?
When Paperboy's doing the commercial and it pans to Earn, and literally everyone is staring at Earn because it's like they don't know what a black person looks like or something. They're all amazed.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, there's a rapper here, a black one. Let's watch and see what's going on. But like the dancing, that's literally the old phrase of like having black people dance as entertainers. The most popular dance was a tap dance called soft shoeing. And so a lot of black dancers would learn soft shoe, and they'd be soft shoeing for mass and, entertaining scores and scores of white people. And that's exactly what you were seeing right there. Modern day soft shoeing of what could go on in the music industry.
That's what it looked like. It looked like a blatant exactly that. Yes.
Which I mean, this is a hero episode, right?
I believe it is a Hero Mariah episode.
It's a hero.
I'm guessing they probably put that in there for that exact symbolism and reason. You know, Hero and Donald don't do these things just out of on a whim.
They don't shy away from putting in what the fuck they want to say through art and through the cinema and through symbology. Yeah, huge example, right? Of course, this is America. But yeah, man, and again, let's shout out real quick, Jeff, your favorite character, fucking
Darius, man,
getting earn that money from episode 4. The payoff for it happens here, man, and we see Earn come up on that come up, man. One time for the one time. Can we shout him out one time for the one time? God damn it!
He came up. He could have bought. He could buy 2 tigers.
A 2-for-1 deal, baby.
Another where is Earn's street smarts? Why doesn't Earn turn around and say, "Hey, can I put $1,000 of this towards some more puppies?" You know?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Earn, you saw how much of that turned you. That it was a cell phone's worth of a puppy turned you around, basically.
$195. Somebody would be like, today. It's probably March, it's May, right? But if in May you gave me $195 and I said in November, I'll give you $4,000. Come on, man. Come on, somebody. Hit me with that money. I love it. So I just wanted to shout out the positives of this episode real quick.
And you know what? Let's go back to Clark County.
I like him.
And just because like we were saying, this is just black people got to perform for the white people world. But Clark County, he's so also aware of that, and he does it perfectly. He knows why he needs to be at that radio studio doing whatever. He's not happy about it, but he's putting on his fake smile as you see him. He's all like, "Hey, man, let's take some more pictures." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah," because, of course, if they have a picture with, the owner of the, streaming service plus the artist, they're going to want to use that. His music's going to get played more because they have the publicity for that. He's smart like that.
Savage.
Oh, 35 Savage.
Hey, he's about to be 36 Savage.
Okay, calm down.
And then, he also shows his open disdain for them. Like, he's not going to stay longer than what he needs to when he says, "Man, check it out. They got spaghetti. I'm going to get that shit to go." And the look on his face is just like, "Yeah, I made that dude cook for me, but I don't really appreciate them at all, so I'm going to get the fuck out of here and take their free shit."
But
because he's sitting there, he's like, "Yeah, man, I got the guy to make me some spaghetti. I'm going to take it to go." And it's like, fuck, there's something dark in there. That guy's got some demons.
So dark, you were like, "Why? That's kind of terrifying."
And it was like, switch.
Let's shout out Clark County real quick, because he is in the next episode, and I think that'll be a good thread when we get to the next episode. A good thread into tying it. But we do know from the last episode, those kids who robbed the whatever it was, Miss Maddie's or Miss Nanny's or whatever the place was, the chicken place, they knew Clark County. They knew Clark.
They were listening to Clark music, and they were fans.
They met him. They said we remember I went to go see, I saw Clark County, whatever. He said whatever, he knows them. Like, they know him. And so this just, everybody, if you're watching it episode for episode as we're doing this, think about this. What we know about Clark County is he's a musician. He's got a Yoo-hoo deal. He gets a little serious, but also he has some dark tie-ins with people that you probably don't want to know. People that are okay with robbing chicken places. People that
drug dealers
will fuck you up. Drug dealers. He's got some
shooters. They all had guns on them.
They all had guns. He's okay with being okay with criminals, and that's exactly what he is. He's okay with having this sort of side that is not it's not record label. It's not what they want on a record label. You know what I mean?
He's got a dark side.
He's got a dark side of the force. But I didn't want to say that because he's black. Like that'd be. I didn't want it to be weird. But yes, I don't want to be called out for all this shit. But yeah, man.
I didn't even think of that.
I did. but yeah, I think this episode is great. I think an 8.3 is well deserving of it because it's not a throwaway episode, but it's also not a hard hitting episode. It's just definitely one of those character building episodes that we get a lot of in it's early season 1. We get a lot of these like character building episodes of like it expands the universe that these fellas live in. As we wrap up this episode, any closing thoughts that we need to talk about? I'll go with Jeff first since we went with Terry first.
The one thing that I say that it leaves you with is it leaves you with a sense of tension. Like we got a little bit of tension when we met what's whose name?
Clark County.
Clark County, thank you. We got a little bit of tension there. We got more than a little bit of tension when it comes to Paperboy and dealing with the drug game and everything. But we also start to get a little bit of tension between Ern and Tracy here, and I think that like the undercurrents of tension are also an important part of this episode.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of how this season goes. It's not,
and we still don't know why Darius and Paperboy weren't talking
in the last episode. Terry,
God damn.
Any final parting shots, closing thoughts?
I just like how this episode is gonna be the intro into Clark County because I just can't wait to delve deep into him for each episode that he appears in, his little snippets and just everything. I'm real excited that we get to finally put up because we knew his name from the first episode. We knew that apparently he's another rapper that they just name dropped, but now we get to see him. We get to see another person who's kind of on Paperboy's level, or at least in the same genre maybe, but because I couldn't say he's on the same level. He's doing way better. He's doing things that Paperboy needs to be doing.
He's playing the game. He's playing the game that Paperboy.
I was just going to say, if Paperboy would play the big game, yeah.
Yeah, he's Paperboy playing the game. Like, this is what he could be. This is what he strives to be.
Right.
I love it. I love this episode. It is very character development. It's expansion of the world that they live in. And it still ties in with the deadpan humor that we have in here. It still ties in theme. And the theme of this is also, there's racism tied into these like different situations of I think just blatant like situational humor and situational racism is what a lot of this is. I really enjoy this episode. Again, I think almost every episode just kind of gets better and better because of exactly what I think Jeff hit it on the head. The tension that builds up from episode to episode. I can't wait to do episode 3. Oh, yeah. I hope y'all tune in for that one. We're about to record that one next. But if y'all don't, we need to let you know where the fuck to find us. So I'll start with Terry. Terry, where can people find you if they want to holla at you, talk some more Atlanta with you, or talk some more anything with you?
My main page, you can find me on Facebook or Twitter at BallerATX. That's where you can also find all the hip. Well, as soon as quarantine's over, where all the free events and free movies and TV and just music events will be at once quarantine's over. Also, there's Ball in Denver. Now that I'm in Denver, we'll be getting that site underway pretty soon.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. Yes, yes. Jeff, where can people find you if they want to holla at you and keep 6 feet away?
You can check me out on the Unfiltered Bachelor podcast.
I love it.
Don Cheadle's Driveway at LilDicky2.com on Skype. Try and find me on Facebook. Stay the fuck away from me in real life. You know, the normal.
The
usual.
The usual. The cashmere. The
quarantine.
You can find me doing
Blake, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me doing chocolate milk music videos. Call you on your favorite. I'm just kidding. I'm not Clark County. I am Money Blakeweather though, and you can find the podcast Unfiltered Bachelor, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all Unfiltered Bachelor. You can find it on your favorite podcast app, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, anywhere podcasts are. That's where we are. If you're listening somewhere else that's not that, then you can find us there, obviously. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the review button. Everything helps people find us. If you've got friends that love Atlanta or love Little Dicky or love just funny relationship stories, send this to them, have them subscribe, tell a friend to tell their friend. And like I always say, we can all be friends, but also keep your 6 feet distance away from me and Jeff. Terry's in Colorado, they got different rules. You can find me.
It's stricter here. You need to be 6 feet away from me and wear your mask.
Oof. Oof.
Good job, Colorado.
If you got all your teeth, and you a lady, like the ladies, man, you take your mask off. We'll be okay. You can find me, Money Blakeweather, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. It's all Money Blake. And then just like this hot weather outside, weather. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, whether it's morning, evening, afternoon. If you guys are tuning in for episode 3 of Atlanta season 2, go ahead and click next right now. For the rest of y'all, until the next time, we will see you. Peace.
Girl, what's your problem? 'Cause I know it's hard sometimes. Baby, just give me some time. Ooh, on and out, girl. We can solve them. If you just give me some time, I can open up your